Oh, wow.
Preparing.
Preparing, I had it all done probably about, a week to 10 days ago, and then just trying to practice it so I wouldn't get all choked up through it, but that wasn't happening. I was giving everybody here at with the Twins, I was like, "Do you guys like me? You're trying to make me cry every second of the day here this weekend." But no, it's been unbelievable day, and but yeah, I wanted to practice it and try to get it out there because I spent a lot of time writing that and trying to thank a lot of people that I could, and like I said, under 10 minutes, it's a tough thing to do.
Joe, hey, Chip here. What did it mean to look over, see all your former teammates and all the kind of dignitaries that's who's who of this organization come back and support you today?
It's unbelievable. It still kind of gets me, choke me up a little bit. Everyone we asked and the Twins asked came back, and that to me means everything. Especially now with guys, with their families and kids and so many different things pulling you in so many different directions, and for them to take time out to come out for a couple days here in Minnesota, it means everything to me. So, all those guys that were mentioned today, and there's a lot of other ones too that mean a lot to me that, we just couldn't physically fit here. But, it's what a collection of people that came back, not just players, but coaches and front office and everybody. So, even Big Fella made the trip up from Alabama, so that's impressive in itself.
Hey Joe, was T.I. a surprise as well with him, sending in a message? And what for you was the hardest thing to get through without breaking down and starting to cry more?
When that video came on, I thought I had it pretty well together, but the video's playing and us in the backyard with my brothers and teammates and as a younger and older, and just getting hit from all different angles with it. I spent, I'm 36 years old, 18 years here. It's half my life as a Twin, a Minnesota Twin, and the other half was a fan of the Twins. So, now I'm back to being a fan, which is a lot of fun, especially, with how well the boys are doing this year.
Joe, what led you to picking the song that you came with the bat with? Because the sample is from a Roberta Flack song
Yeah.
years ago. But let's talk about this song.
It's funny how these things happen. It was 2006, and that was, a newer song, I guess, that came out. And my roommate, Justin Morneau, we roomed together that year. He had his AC/DC, and, that song was one of my favorites at the time. And, Dustin Morse and Mike Herman, those guys would come and ask us, what we want to play. And I was always, kind of the thing, it's like, I just play one song and go with that. And, guys are different at bats, they want different songs. But I picked T.I. and I had a really good week. And I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And, I thought as it kind of, the years passed, it was, I was, getting approached by fans, and, some of them were kind of surprised that was my choice of music, but they also would tell me that they knew every time that I came up to the plate, when they were at a ball game, when that song would play, they would stop and come out and watch. And when I started hearing things like that, I was like, you know what, this is my song.
Did you know that was part of a Roberta Flack song?
I didn't, but and that was a total surprise today. With him and the gifts and everything's kind of a surprise the last couple days, and but it's really been really special.
Joe, as far as the actual number 7 itself, I know you said it was just assigned to you. Did you not have any preference back then, and kind of over the years, and what's it kind of meant to mean to you, that number?
It's funny. That's the first time I've ever worn number 7. Even as a kid, it was 4 or 6 or 16, 9, whatever. I never wore number 7 for any sport that I played, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, or whatever. And, kind of what I said in my speech, it was just, I got to Elizabethton just excited to get my career started. And I walked into the clubhouse and it was just hanging there, number 7. And I said, all right, let's go. I liked it, and played that year. I ended up hitting 400, which was great. And, my buddy Justin Morneau would tell me, you're crazy if you don't pick it again. But the next year, I think I wore number 9, and then the next year 16, and then I was issued something, I think 25 in New Britain. And then I got a phone call from Jim Dunn. This was after the AJ Brzezinski trade, and, you know, all signs were pointing to me to maybe, you know, make the team and be the catcher. And he called me and he told me, he said, you know, I want to give you a number. You know, I was wearing 71, and I said, okay. And he goes, I was thinking about 21, and what do you think? I said, well, that's great. I go, well, what, you know, if you don't mind me asking, what other options do you have? And I think he started rattling them off. I heard 7. I was like, yep, that's it. It's the first one that I wore in this organization, and I was proud to wear it for as long as I did.
If they had given you a choice on that first day, what would you have chosen?
That, what do you mean, when, oh, on the first one?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I probably, it's funny, so I wore number 16 my senior year at Cretin-Derham Hall, and that was just a byproduct of growing out of my number 6 jersey that my brother Bill had worn and my brother Jake had worn prior. So my brother Jake got the number in 19, well geez, I don't even want to say the years, but he got it his junior year at Cretin, and he started the streak, the 66 game streak. He wore number 6 his senior year. Then my brother Bill was a senior the next year. He took number 6. And then the next year I was a sophomore and I took number 6. So we had number 6 at Cretin-Derham Hall for a few years there in a row. And that was the thing, you know, being like my brothers and wanted to be like them, and it grew a little bit. And senior year I had to go to a bigger jersey.
So Joe, throughout your career, whether it's the commercials with your mom, and you've talked a lot about your dad, your family, what was it like just to throw that first opening pitch to your dad, getting the ball from your mom, and having them involved today?
It's special, you know. This whole weekend, the Twins have been great of trying to, you know, include my family and friends, and, you know, one of my best friends rose the flag, Hart Smith. Girls did play ball. Got my mom and dad out there for that moment, and I mean, I was real nervous. You know, I haven't thrown a ball in a while, so I know my dad wasn't as mobile as he used to be, so I wanted to make sure to get it in the area. But you know, to have them and my family and friends be a part of this weekend, it really means a lot.
What are you doing down there?
I am doing whatever my girls and my boy want to do. They're keeping me plenty busy. It's funny, everybody I've talked to is saying, oh, you got all this time on your hands. I'm like, I'm busier now than I've ever been, you know, with all the things going on. And, you know what, for me, I just want to be present. You know, last 15 years, you throw so much into this game, you know, preparation and, you know, training and studying the other opponents and trying to improve yourself. And you spend so much time here at the ballpark, and you're just trying to get better and try to figure out ways to win. And, you know, now, that time is shifting, and my attention's to my family, and it's been a lot of fun.
You watch the games, Joe, and is it fun to watch a full game this team is, or is there a whole bit that you're thinking, darn, I wish I'd stuck around for a year because this team is so good?
You know, it's fun. I've been able to catch a few games, a handful of games. It's been a lot of fun, you know, to watch. You know, I know those guys so well. You know, they're like brothers in there, and you know, like Kyle Gibson last night, to be able to watch him pitch and see what he did. You know, it's just happy for him, you know, and happy for the guys, and they're doing so well. And you just, you know, like I said, I've been a Twin a long time, and you know, I want to see the team do well, and they're doing well, and I hope that continues. But you know, I made my decision. It wasn't about whether I thought the team was going to be good or bad. You know, those were personal reasons why I'm not playing anymore. But you know, competitor in me, absolutely, I'd love to be a part of what they're doing now. But I've been sitting back now, watching and having a lot of fun. You know, seeing those boys have fun, and you know, guys that had bad years last year that are turning it around, and everything seems to be clicking. So I hope that continues.
Last question, Charlie. Joe, what did it mean to have Johnny Bench there, and was that a surprise?
That was another surprise, yeah. Yeah, it was one of the greatest catchers of all time. You know, stopping by to acknowledge, you know, the number retirement in my career, and you know, I had an opportunity to meet him when we played in Cincinnati years back, and just a class guy, and yeah, I mean, that meant a lot to me. Take time out of his schedule too to come. You know, that's another person, but you know, one of the greatest of all time to come acknowledge your career. That's really special.
Thanks, Joe. We got to get you upstairs.